Here we are, about half an hour to the 2022 Canada Goose Ultra 24-hour event. Gonna see what we can do about 200K in 24 hours today. Things we do for fun. Hello there, welcome back to Ultra Addiction. Today I bring you the long-awaited for Canada Goose Ultra Rundown 2022 edition. We're gonna get right into it. We start on about lap 3 to 4. The next event is starting soon. This is just a quick stop. You can see some people at the finish line getting ready. My first aid station help is Adrian, great longtime friend. Always can be depended upon for everything. Getting my stuff ready. Water bottle. Oh, we got good old Jan coming through. This was a great event put on. I'm entered in the 24-hour event. Had some pretty lofty goals for this. This was my first 24-hour event. There I go, first change. Got on my Adios Pro 2s with some dry fit socks and compression socks. I did go the whole time with compression socks, just kind of needed to for this. Now we're coming into a, this is the beginning of the next event starting here. I believe this is the 12-hour that is about to get rolling here, and there I go through again with another lap change. Cruising along, I'm ahead of schedule at this point. I'm pulling about 3 minutes faster than the fastest time I wanted a loop. And keep in mind, these loops are 4-kilometer loops. The goal pace was kind of between no faster than averaging 6:40 a kilometer. I was definitely averaging faster than that. We'll get to some of the downfalls of that a little bit later. But here we have the beginning. They're all amassing in for the start of, I believe this was the 12-hour event. Very good turnout. We have some good finish lines, some very good organization, all around very well put together event with everything. Oh, the legend Heidi is coming across our screen here. And they're off with the bell. And pretty soon, before long, we are going to see the first shift change coming up for me of my aid station people. Well, we got some camera movement. Adrian's got it going. At this point, we're probably coming on 6 loops into it. Still holding true, getting my nutrition in, getting my water in. Unfortunately, I didn't keep all the audio in the video, so you can't hear me actually say what everything was. But I did keep record of it. You'll see my aid station people coming through. I'm just checking in the laps with the finish line people. But you'll see my aid station people. They're in these little duotang kind of things, marking all kinds of things. I do track all my information. They tracked all my split times for everything in one book. They tracked all my nutrition in the other. Here is the shift change. We're going from Adrian to Angela. Angela's another great long-term friend, always in my corner. You need those kind of people if you're going to do this kind of stuff. Somebody you can trust that's going to always do what's needed in your best interest at all times. Just a great coming through. Quick changes. For the first long time, I'm not in there for really longer than 15-20 seconds, enough to get there. Again, camera change. We got a little bit better angle coming forward from here. You can see me coming in. At this point, I do have my phone on me, so I called ahead. This was an unscheduled shirt change, but I called ahead, and Ange had the shirt change for me. I'm wearing my Run Culture right now. Great lady running that too, with Laura Sullivan. Just a nice quick change. It was a cool morning. I didn't need an undershirt change, just the overshirt was getting a little sweaty in that, but I wanted to keep on the Under Armour, keep that coming off. I do need to plan on how to put a shirt on a little better. Try to put it on backwards and all that kind of stuff, but no, and then my good rain jacket kept me rolling through everything here. Basically what the early plan was to run through 50K in 5 hours and then fade off a little bit. So the plan was to be ahead of schedule for the first 50K. Oh, we got some other great competitors coming through. And then fade off to that 6:40 a kilometer. And we got another great competitor, Connor Renouf, at the finish line, giving me a thumbs up, checking my lap time. At this point, I am still ahead of what the 50K in 50 hours mark was, but it was definitely doing pretty well. It wasn't anything to be alarmed about at this time. It was a cool day. It was very windy, and I didn't take into account how much energy I was burning going into the wind. But at the time, everything felt great. I kept going. In the future, maybe I need to plan a little bit better for wind and everything that's happening and going on in the race, and with conditions changing endlessly and everything. Uh, that's You live and you learn, you get better. Oh, here we have Jan and Tanya coming through. Great people. More ultras under their belt than I hope I can run in my life. Here I'm coming through for another lap. I believe we're coming in. Is this a shoe change? No, we'll have a shoe change coming up here before too long. This is just a quick in and out. Basically like clockwork with what everything was scheduled to be. My meal plan was a kind of a mix, a lot of tailwind to get my nutrients. I use salt sticks for my electrolytes. I did create some of my own stuff. I make a kind of a peanut butter and honey ball dipped in dark chocolate. They're about 100 calories a piece. They're great. My stomach likes them. Some people can't take that. Some people want different things. To me, they worked. I did use a couple gels throughout the day, but not too much. And of course, those who know me know that I am a bacon lover, and bacon was part of my meal plan. And that's just how it was. I do plan for that. My body likes it. It runs on it. That's just how it goes. Here we come in with the shoe change I was talking about. I am switching from my Adidas Adios Pro 2s into my Nike Vaporflies. I came in at, I am doing a sock change as well. If you're going to change your shoes, may as well change your socks. It was time to do, I got about 50K on the first pair of shoes. The plan was to have 4 pairs of shoes and run 50K a piece. However, me being over prepared, I brought, I believe it was 8 pairs, because again, you never know. You're going to run into rain. Maybe you make a bad step and you get a little in some water or something. You just never know. It actually was raining right up until about 10 minutes before the bell for the start of the race, and I tried to be prepared. Hindsight, I should have pushed the Adios Pro 2s a little bit longer. They are my favorite shoe. I can run very long periods in them without any kind of adverse effect. I probably could have got another 15 to 20K out of them before changing. But again, hindsight's 20/20. Here we have the great Connor coming over, talking to my aid station Ange about my shoe bin. I literally have a very large Rubbermaid bin that all my shoes were in. They had post-it notes on them, so my aid station people did not have to wonder which pair of shoes I wanted. It was, this shoe is first, this shoe is second, this shoe is third, this shoe is spare, first spare, second spare, third spare. I am a planner. I'm an overthinker to a lot of things. This was no different. I put just as much into the planning as I did into actually running the race. Again, not everybody changes shoes, socks, everything like that. I believe every pair of shoes works your body a little bit different. So you need to change them so you're not wearing out the exact same part of every single muscle for the whole duration of the time. Yes, the terrain changes, but on a short 4-kilometer loop, you need to change that pretty regularly. Here I come in again. We're looking at... this would be about 52 kilometers or so, 52 or 56. feeling strong. Food is still going in without an issue. I'm feeling great. If anything, I'm holding back. No, behind me you can see Gay coming in for another lap. Very strong runner over there with the blue jacket around her waist. Great job. She finished with, it was over 100 kilometers for her too. I want to say it was 100 and 112 or 114. We had a lot of people go over 100 kilometers. It was truly great. Here am I chatting a little bit too much. I had time to spare. I probably should have spent more time walking. At this point, I went through 50K in under 5 hours, so I was ahead of schedule. And it wasn't, I wasn't really slowing down. Like I said, I felt great. Everything was going good. Here am I, you know, sucking down the last of my my tailwind. Everything's going good. Got my salt sticks. You see me popping a couple tabs in every lap. Refusing gloves. It was starting to warm up a little bit. Just staying loose. Everything was doing what it was supposed to. There's the duotangs for the food consumption and everything, so I could do what I refer to as an AAR that I learned from listening to David Goggins' book, After Action Reports. If you don't keep track of everything, you don't know where you went wrong. And I do them for every race now, and I have since the beginning. They let me know where the mistake was made and where I can get better for next time. And without them, I would still be an extreme novice. I'm still a beginner in this, but definitely getting better and better as every race goes. Pretty quick here. It's starting to warm up. I'm going to be dropping a jacket off. We're at 60 kilometers, and I am over 50 minutes ahead of the fastest pace I should have been at this point, even given the kind of being ahead and fading plan. I am being told that I'm ahead, and unfortunately, this was one of those days that I was listening to my body, not listening to common sense. One of those things about common sense is even those of us that have it, it's sometimes common for us to forget about it. And this was one of those days that I knew I was fast. I was being told I was fast, and I didn't slow down. I just felt great and listened to the body. That was a bit of a mistake there. But you live and you learn. Nothing you can do about there. We dropped the jacket, like I said. Next loop around here, we're at 64K. It's going to be a shirt change again, if I'm not mistaken. Just trying to stay dry, keep everything in place. Just how it's going. I like to change my gear regularly, avoid chafing where I can, everything like that. Sweat build up on the skin and continuing to run like that makes all kinds of things go not good. So I tried to stay ahead of it. I definitely need to plan a little bit better on that. For all the planning I put into my shoes, I did not pre-package all the shirts and shorts and everything separately, so it was very clear. This, you see me taking one of my gels. I do use the gels more for the caffeine side of things. I do get the caffeinated ones. I like the coffee flavor. I'm one of those weird people who likes drinking black coffee for the flavor of it. I know. I can't help it. Tastes good. So I drink coffee flavored gels every once in a while with some caffeine. Just kind of boost the awareness and all that. Still feeling good. That's how it goes. You see me there. I'm telling Ange that I'm gonna need a shirt change on the next lap, and that's what's coming in here. This is the 64 kilometer mark. The last one was 60. Coming in, feeling loose. Yeah, there I am, showboating around. I felt like I was flying. I was. The problem was I was flying too fast. Just another change. There we go again. We're getting it backwards. All that kind of stuff. Apparently, we all need some better glasses to look at where the tags are. Here, Jan comes in. He pokes fun at me. Unfortunately, I don't have the audio in the video for that. This is also different ways. I do run with some caffeine coming into me. I do use between gels and energy drinks. The sugar-free energy drinks. I don't actually really eat any refined sugar, and every once in a while I will use a Gatorade for a little bit extra electrolyte, depending on what's going on. Um, Other than that, I do, since being put onto Tailwind, I use a Tailwind BioSteel mix. Some don't like a lot of flavor. I like more than Tailwind offers, but I love the calorie intake that Tailwind offers. I have changed my mixture since this race because, as we'll talk about a little bit later, you'll see what too much flavor does to a person, and that's what happens with me. But still feeling good. Got some music going in my ear. Everything. Gotta take a few minutes and talk about shoes. We're talking about the Vaporflies and the wing on the back of them. I'm sure we've all seen them. They're actually up on my shelf back over here. The middle one on the second. They have kind of a V on the back. So basically, a good way to get me talking is let's talk about shoes. I read a lot on shoes. I watch a lot. I try a lot. So if there's any shoe companies out there, feel free to send me a pair of shoes. I will mile them out and give you a review. I do try a lot of them. Here's Ange being a great pit stop crew and getting some more video footage of that kind of conversation. Definitely, I should have had more of those conversations. I did slow down and jog with other people out there and had some great conversations. I should have done more of that. That would have helped me stay closer on pace and conserve more energy, everything. I'm taking in sometimes just clean, straight water. I don't need the extra calories. I just need some extra hydration, all stuff like that. As I said, the shoe plan, earlier, you're going to see me in the Nikes right now. Eventually, not long from now, you'll see me change again into a Hoka. Then you'll see me back into another pair of Nikes. I don't have one shoe brand that is my end all for everything. I am an Adidas guy. However, I do have Under Armour, I have Nike, I have Hoka, I have On Clouds, I have Ultras, I have Solomon's. I'm really not against trying any brand out there. Every shoe offers me something for different terrain, different weather, different workouts. I also like to get as much as I can out of each pair of shoes because I pay for them myself. And when you're going to drop anywhere from $150 to $200 Canadian on a pair of shoes, you want to get good longevity out of them. So I give them plenty of time to rebound back to their original state, just so I'm not wearing that foam out too early either. Again, you would have saw there's a little bit more of an energy drink. Now we're looking in at speaking of shoe change, here we are into another shoe change. We are going from the Nike Vaporfly into the Hoka Clifton 7. This was a pretty new shoe to my lineup. I had about 40-50K on at the beginning of this. One side note here, can always poke fun and have a good time at the finish line. Apparently I was a little far ahead that they were onto the second sheet or the back of the sheet for my lap count and everything. So that got me laughing. I remember saying that it's not up to me to slow down, it's up to everybody else to speed up to be on the same page. I should have slowed down. Keep that in mind. Should have slowed down. But yeah, you see me doing the change here. You also see a shift change happening as well. This is the tail end of Ange and the beginning of Brigitte. Another long-term friend and very good at listening to what's needed and everything. I am still 40, this is at 76 kilometers, this change. I'm at 47 minutes ahead of pace. The fastest pace I could be. So I have not given anything back, and I really needed to. Not only did I go too fast for the first 50, but the fade never happened. Again, I was told repeatedly. But sometimes you're not thinking up here all the way. You're just thinking, I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. And that competitor in you is ruling you, And sometimes you really just need to take charge back. I did not, and in the end, you'll see that it cost me my ultimate goal. Um, the goal of my race was to complete 200 kilometers in 24 hours. I was setting a pace of 6 minutes and 40 seconds a kilometer to be ahead of that pace, but I needed to stay faster than 7 minutes and 12 seconds a kilometer. I was always ahead until I was done. But things continue to get better and better. Here I have some additional family. This is my second family, Mr. and Mrs. Too Good, with my best bud, Dan. He's a triathlete. He's a strong guy. I've known him probably the longest in my life. I think we're looking at 25 years or so. They've always been in my corner, part of my team. Great people. You can see my mom sitting there, just a little bit of her. Another shirt change happening. This is where my guts are going bad a little bit. I went too hard for too long. The flavor of my drink, my body isn't liking that flavor. For some reason, I did not plan 2 or 3 different flavors of drink. I planned one. You start drinking the same flavor constantly, 500 mils every hour for hours and hours, your body is not going to like that anymore. And I reached that point. This was where I started to experience that. At this point, like, the very next lap is 80K, and I did 80K in, I believe it was just over 8 hours. 8 hours and 3 minutes, if I am correct on that. Again, way ahead of where I needed to be. Oh, we almost had a crash there. Here I come in for another rotation. There's my mom. She is a ultimate cheering section. She always tries to help out and everything. This is me not sure what I want to eat, but knowing I need to get something in. These are my peanut butter bombs. Just had to keep getting something in. It was starting to warm up a little bit, but still cool. But I had been pushing. That heart rate was not liking what I was doing, and I was not listening to it. I guess I believed at the time I could just push through and the body would just listen. Eventually, the body tells you where it's at, and you have to tone it down a little bit, give it what it needs, which is just a little bit of a break. Give it some time to recoup, give it some time to get back in a place where the heart rate's low enough, long enough, it can take in some more nutrients, some more calories, and I just didn't listen. I guess it's the stubbornness in me. I need to do better on that. Don't always have to stay on the plan. Oh yeah. I still felt like I was flying because in reality I was. 80K and 82, I'm making a joke that in 4 hours I'm not going to be doing that. I was right. Just throwing that out there. We're coming up at yeah, this is probably the 80K mark here, right here. So I'm taking in as much water as I can. I'm taking in as much as I can all the way around. I just trying to get something in my body that my guts are going to actually like. I eat bacon wherever I can. My body always seems to take that. However, that's a long-term digestion. That's not the short-term issue. Again, here I'm trying to fix my change tent in the wind where it really doesn't matter. But that's goes to show where my mind was at. It was not really paying attention to everything that needed to be. It was just one of those times that this was an all-in-all learning experience. I'm letting them know, calling my time for the lap out there and getting going, correcting with them on everything. Here I'm coming in with, I mentioned her earlier, Laura Sullivan from Run Culture. Again, great lady, love what she's trying to do. Definitely will always support her. She knows her stuff. We train differently, but she's great. There we have Rick giving me a pound. Great time with him too. I first met him at the Backyard Ultra in 2020. Very hard guy. Like leaps and bounds ahead of me. I could only be at his level, especially when I reach his age. But no, Laura came with me for a couple laps and got it. She is definitely a high energy person. Not everybody likes high energy. I'm a high energy person. At this point in the race, I was not high energy, so it was good to just have somebody else there doing the talking and just kind of going along, keeping you going, and everything like that. Pretty quick here, we're going to be coming in on another shoe change where we're going to be going out of the Hoka Clifton 7s. You'll see me coming in here pretty quick here. There I am. And yeah, into the Nike Pegasus 38s. These are a great training shoe that a lot of people really love. I have found many uses for them. They did well in this race. I wore them for a while. I should have had them before the Hokas. Hokas offer more support. I needed the support later, not earlier. That was an error on my part. But I do love the shoe. I still use them. I use them on trails. I use them on everything. I use them in the wet. They're actually very good in the wet, I find. But not while it's raining, just wet ground. They have a lot of traction. Very good shoe. There will be a shoe review coming up on the 38s. I do know Nike has already released the 39s. I may pick up a pair. We'll see how many miles I get off the 38s. I've been cycling through, and I've bought about, I think, 3 or 4 pairs of shoes this year already. Those might get me through with what I have. I won't have to purchase any more until... had a little video issue there. Here you see me just finishing up the shoe change. I didn't plan. I should have had my shirts ready. This was an unplanned change. At this point, I have Brigitte grabbing shirts. I made a mistake with that. You'll see me with compression sleeves. I use them. Some people believe in them. I was expecting a sunnier day just in case. I wanted to have them on. It was what it was. But we're coming up to the last shift change from Brigitte to Dan. I don't have a lot of video past that because I was hurting. Came into a lot of gut problems and that. So we're pretty much at the end. Thanks to all my aid station people, everybody who came out to support me, cheer for me, everything like that. I'll be back next year. And we're going to break that 200K in 24-hour mark for myself. And that's going to be where I'm at. That's going to be the minimum standard for next year. But that's where it's going. I had a good plan. I just failed to execute it properly. But things will get better, onward and upward. That's just how it goes. Right quick here, we're going to see Dan and his Dan come back and be in the last part of the video here. Just before we get to the dark. Dan was with me on the last laps, just keeping me going. The body was not liking me. It got to a point where it was hurting to walk. And I decided that enough was enough, and if I can't walk, I can't do anything, and if I can't run, I can't compete, and if I can't compete, there's no sense in me being there. That's just where I was at. I just burned too many matches early, and it cost me late. That's just like I said probably many times in this video. It was a learning experience from beginning to end. A truly great time. Well put together, well organized. There's nothing wrong with the day. It was actually perfect temperature and everything. Just failure to execute, but learning experience. There is more learning to be had in failure than there is in success, and keep remembering that, as I definitely am. Definitely making some jokes with the family. You guys all take care. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Yes, 136. All right, 15 hours, 45 minutes, 136K. I'm done for today, people. I didn't reach my goal, but I set a new PB, and that's where we're leaving it. We'll catch you on the flip side.